This seminar is very important because this is for the first time FAO is organizing this kind of event with the Arctic indigenous peoples. And since I come from the fishing Sami family, this is very close to my heart. But we hope to start a working relationship with FAO concerning the Arctic indigenous peoples.
To my knowledge, I think to the knowledge of all our FAO colleagues, it is the first time that a dedicated expert seminar on Indigenous Peoples Arctic fisheries has been organized in FAO headquarters, and we are very, very pleased to have brought together indigenous experts, fishers, professors, researchers, and policymakers from the Arctic region.
Canada's been a founding member of the Arctic Council because we recognize the need that the issues facing the North are beyond one country and have to embrace not only the other countries in the Arctic Circle, but most importantly, of course, the Indigenous peoples. We've said for a long time that development in the North must be for the Indigenous peoples, and therefore that voice must be very present at the table. So we're very delighted at the initiative taken by the FAO today. It's not unusual. Last year as well, the FAO sponsored an expert meeting on food systems, and now we're looking at fisheries, particularly in the Arctic.
Well, I believe that there is a common interest of all indigenous people in the Arctic zone to share their views and their experience on how to live in their homeland. And of course, fisheries is one of the most important topic for their livelihood. So that's why it was important to bring them all together here at FAO headquarters, and Russia, as one of the Arctic Council countries, will be ready and we're happy to participate in this event.
Well, Norway is one of the countries with a large indigenous peoples group. So we've learned from experience how important it is to involve them in decision making, in making priorities for land use and for allocation of quotas for fisheries.
The Ulti people were the fishers. The challenges are the same I see as from participants of different regions and different countries representing here. I see that the challenges are just the same. We have a lot of problems with the youth, with the so-called generation gap, and about the representation of women and elders in the traditional fishery, and the industrialization of the fishery, of traditional fishery.
We have a very much of youth that is not located anymore at the home country or home area of Finland. And they move to study and so on, and maybe they live also there. So it's very important issue how the inheritance can be moved to the following generations.
It is a challenge, and to have this continuation, to be able to notice that the coming generations, or the young generations, are willing to continue in life in uncertainness and in a dominating non-indigenous society. But in some cases we are very successful in this, but we don't know how many of the youth who are not willing to continue, because the globalization makes life easy for everyone. And being indigenous are not meant to be an easy life, but a good life.